Hello everybody, welcome to the Flipside. We are back from our holiday Thanksgiving break. We did take a break on Thursday and Friday last week, and Jesse and I did a live Q&A on Saturday, but that was the only thing we did over the weekend. We just really kind of had a chill time of family, friends, and we kind of just took the weekend. And it was good to do that. Oh, ouch. Dry skin on the side of the hand, sorry. Welcome to the Flip Side. I'm Sam, and you have stumbled upon a little episode of videos that I call It Belongs in a Museum. Yes, I lifted that phrase from Indiana Jones. You should reply, so do you, because I probably should. But this is an episode. This is a series of episodes in which we talk about older games, and to kind of quantify the word older, we have put the arbitrary number of years old at 5 or more. So we're going to talk about games that are 5 years old or older here on this show. And to make it a little bit more fun, what we do is we make it a couple of giveaways. So we're going to play a little bit of a game, and basically it's just a guessing game. I'm going to give you some clues, and you're going to try to guess to see if you can figure out what game we're going to talk about next. And the first person to correctly guess what game it is that we're about to talk about, they will get a prize, or they can give their prize to somebody else that's in chat. Either way, somebody's going to email me their shipping information, and I'll be sending you a prize box, basically, that basically will have a couple of FOBG stickers at the very least. Then we'll also include some kind of board game thing in there. It will not be the game necessarily that we talk about, but it will be some kind of game, maybe an expansion, maybe an accessory, maybe, something, I don't know, that I have in my collection that I just don't want for one reason or another anymore, or that I just have extras of, because that happens from time to time, because sometimes I order things because I forgot that I already own it, which is a problem. And then sometimes publishers mess up and they send extra copies of stuff. So, or it's just something that I'm getting rid of. It's in good shape. I'm just getting rid of it. So that's what we do here. Thank you for everybody that's joining here. Luke says, TikTok, it's FOBG o'clock. That's funny. Micah is here. What's up? Good to see you. Tom is here. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Philip is here. Philip, I did get your email. I will be hitting you up this weekend with the rest of the prizes that I'm shipping out. So I got you, buddy. I'm sorry. It's jiggity time. Jeff is here. Hey, y'all. Good to see you. Can we give it to Jessie? No. No, can't give it to Jessie. If she shows up, she is ineligible. All FOBG employees and family members are ineligible to receive prizes on any of our streams. There you have it. I made the executive decision, so take it. I
found this on the web.
Thanks. I have no idea what you're looking for. I didn't ask you to do anything. Let's see here. Long time no see, Philip says. We've been in a different time zone. What about Strider? No, he's part of the family, yo. Sorry. My coffee is cold. I've been busy this morning doing different things, so I let my coffee sit for too long, but that's okay. Scott is here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to it. We're going to talk about a couple of games, and the first game that we're going to talk about today hails from the year 2019, 2019, and a couple of the expansions. So that's your first clue. A couple of the a couple of the mechanisms, blah, blah, blah. A couple of mechanisms are hand management and grid movement. Let's just do that one. Hand management and grid movement are two of the mechanisms. So that's your second clue. And we'll let you go ahead and get to it and see if you can figure this out. Alexander Meldrum is here. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, buddy. David is here. What's up? Jan is here. What's up? Y'all just scooted on in when I was reading stuff on the interwebs. So I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. So your first two clues are the year is 2019, and the two mechanisms are grid movement and hand management. So there you go. You may begin guessing. Undaunted Normandy, no. Fire Tower, no. Fire Tower again, Philip, no. Look at Micah. Micah using that hand-waving emoji like it's going out of style. Facet sloths. Facet sloths. That's not correct. That's not even spelled correctly. Philip says, I just bought Fire Tower during Cyber Monday sales. What? Warp Gate, Century Golem, Vast, The Mysterious Manor, Summoner Wars. Warp Gate again, Tom says. Well, interestingly enough, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because this doesn't happen very often, but she nailed it and she got it before Tom did. So Warp Gate is correct, Micah. Micah has guessed correctly first. Fast sloths. No, that's not correct. Just showed up. What were the clues? The clues were Dark Venture is also not correct. The clues were 2019 hand management and grid movement. And Micah guessed it correctly. What's up, Stefan? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Micah guessed it correctly. Warp Gate is the correct one. This is from a lesser known designer called Wolf Designer. And Arty Nichimperov, I think did I just murder his name? Arty Nichipperov. I have no idea where the accent is supposed to be on that game. There's no M in there. I put that in there the first time, but Artyom, that's where the M was. I knew there was one in there. Artyom Nichipperov. Nichipperov. I don't know. You probably know how to spell it for how many times I've said it, but I probably still haven't done it correctly. Interestingly enough, though, I've been able to hang out with Artie a lot, and over the years, not recently. It's been a while since I've seen him. He's a pretty cool dude, and he's fun to hang around with, fun to play games with, and he's a fun designer as well. And this is one of the ones that he took to Essen, and it has a 4X feel to it, and it's pretty stinking cool. This is this was kind of my 4X Lite go-to before Last Light came out, and this game isn't exactly like Last Light, of course, but it fits within that same genre, I think, of 4X-ish kinds of games, and they're definitely in space exploration and that kind of thing. So, but this one, I think, kind of opened that doorway to lighter 4X-ish kind of games back in the day. So take that for what it's worth. Let's go ahead and get down to the table and we'll take a look. All right, now, Micah, either you need to accept the prize and we'll get you something in the mail, or you can give it away to somebody else that is in chat totally up to you. While we're talking about the game and showing it off, you need to go ahead and get that worked out. So go ahead and do that while we get down to the table. And here is Warpgate. Now, first of all, like the design of the box, like the artwork, it looks cool. It's evocative. If you look on the back here, a two-player game of Warpgate can be done in 40 minutes. It does go, I believe, up to 4 players, I want to say. Oh, I was totally wrong. 1 to 6. I didn't know this had a solo mode. Gosh, man, you know what? After having just kind of recently started enjoying solo games, I'm going back to some of these other games that I didn't realize had solo modes in them. And now I know that they do. So, feel like I have a shelf of shame that's growing of solo games. But anyway, it's fast-paced. Next thing you know, it's your turn again. It's easy to learn. You'll probably remember all of the rules by the end of round 2. It's dynamic, no sitting in your own corner of the board. It's replayable. Warpgate offers a variety of players, factions, technologies, objectives, and randomized game board to make sure that the game is not the same. So that's one of the cool things I like about this. It did have modular boards, and it also has variable player powers as well. So it's a lot of cool stuff that's going on that just gives you the idea of what it's supposed to look like. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what we have here. So here is the rule book. Again, it's kind of a large rule book, but I think they used the space well-ish. It's definitely not the best designed rule book that I've seen as far as graphic layout and all that other stuff is concerned, but it's also not like squished together, you know, super tiny font and all that kind of stuff. I've seen rule books do that, and I really hate that. So I'd prefer something like this over something like what I just described. But this gives you an idea of all of the different stuff that's in the games, different kinds of technology cards and all that kind of stuff. So that basically gives you an idea. And again, we're only talking about 11, 12 pages, and that's where playing solo is. So really, for the game itself, you're only talking 11 pages of rules, not a lot of stuff to go through. So that's good. So you have these different kinds of boards. So let me get some of this stuff out. Here are you know, the different colors that are in the game. So you kind of get the idea there. Here's a white player, a bunch of tokens. There's a yellow player, a bunch of tokens, a red player, a bunch of cards, a bunch of tokens, more tokens, and then here are the different boards that are here, and here are the different players. So you have the different factions that are available, and they're all kind of the same as far as this is concerned, but down here you have different special abilities, and then you also have a little bit of a explanation there. On the other side you have the Empire, then you have a little bit of a different thing. So you have a shogunate on this side, and then you have an empire on this side. Here you have United Earth Colonies, then you have the Nomad Fleets of Earth. So a little bit of a different kind of idea on both of these. So you can kind of choose what you're doing here. And again, just a little bit of the showcase the artwork a little bit here, so you can kind of see Nomad Fleets of Earth, and then the other side is United Colonies. The Chitan Empire on this side, and then the Shogunate on this side. So just a slight difference on the I can't even say that. The Tathetian Enclave, or the Tathetian Trade Worlds. Wow. The Akhtar Ascendancy, or the Akhtar the Muthali Hegemony. And then we have the Elinari Free Worlds. And on the back, you have the Elinari Consciousness. Oh, that sounds cerebral. The Rogu Hierarchy. or the Rogu Conglomerate, the Remnants of Carrick, or the Overseers of Carrick. And then finally, the Heralds of the Void on this side. And then on the other side, you have the War Party of the Firstborn. Well, that sounds welcoming. So you have all of those different factions. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different factions, and they're double-sided. So that's 16 different choices. I believe the Gatekeepers is the AI player. I was right. The AI player for Warpgate, and so there's that as well. So we'll put that in here just like that. The boards are such that you have them set up, and I believe that each player is going to get their own little home base. All right, so each player gets their own little home base, and I want to say we use one of these boards for each player, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 players set up. No, it's 6 players and 5 players gets a little bit larger, but generally speaking, with you're going to take one of these. So you're basically going to, like in a 3-player game, you're going to go like this. You're going to go like this, and then you're going to go like this. All right. So 3-player game, you have your setup here, right? Let me get some of this stuff out of the way so you can kind of see. And then let's say that we've got our 3 players, and our 3 players are going to be green, and then JT is going to be red, and then Jesse, of course, will be blue. All right, so that would be a 3-player game setup for the board. And of course, these are double-sided. So there's a lot of different variations that can go into all of this stuff. And of course, you're going to be, this is a center board that I believe is only used for 5 and 6 players. But you have a whole bunch of different stuff going on here. A lot of different avenues that you fly through and so forth. So you kind of get the idea. There's a lot of variability in the game. So that's pretty much that. I'm going to keep that off to the side because that's a special one. All right. So let's take all of these guys and put them back in the box. I'll show off the other pieces in just a minute. Let me get this stuff back in here like a show. And then, is this going to fit in there? I can't remember how this is supposed to go. I haven't a clue. So we're just going to do that. All right. So again, you have these different tokens, and these are different things that you'll be able to find on planets and so forth and so on. Different bonuses or different bonuses or different troops that are down there, that kind of thing. So that's what these are. That's I think the exploration aspect of it. But then you also have, each player has, I'm going to use green because all of the ships, all of the different things are the same. You start with your own deck of cards, and you have battle cards, and then you also have which are different things that you're going to be able to use. And then you also have your action cards. So you're going to be choosing one of these cards to do one of the 2 actions on the card. And then when you get into battle, you have these cards that are available for you. And I believe, these are multipliers for your fleet strength. And the lower the modifier, I believe, the stronger the ability down at the bottom. So this times 0 means you get to destroy an enemy. So it's a hit and run. You're going to lose the battle because you're going to have a 0 strength, but you're going to be able to destroy one of their ships outright. And again, you have another one here, salvage. it's a 0, but you get to draw 1 action card and refresh one of your trade goods, which is pretty cool. So you get the idea, I think. But you have basically 2 decks. You have an action card deck and you have a combat deck, and you're going to be using those things differently. So here you have your leader. So this guy's leader is here, and then all of these are your just your different ships that you're going to be flying around and doing that. Now, I don't recall. It's been a while since I played it, but I don't remember what all of these are. I think these are different kinds of ships that are going to be, but no, that can't be right. Gaia, I don't know. I can't remember why. But anyway, it gives you an idea. But there are, how many pieces there are. There's enough for 6 players in the game. And all of the players have their own decks, have their own pieces, and their own little, I want to say that those are like planet thingies, but again, I'm not absolutely sure. So I'm going to look in the rule book here in a little bit. But this is a fun game, and I've enjoyed it, and I've kept it over the years on purpose. It's going to go in there just like that, and that can go there. So those are dun, dun, dun. Each player, 12 ships, 12 outposts, colony markers. Okay, so they're just colony markers. That's what those little half circles are. Colony markers. Mark where you have your colonies. But that's Warp Gate. An interesting little game, and one that I am happy to own. All right, let's get back up top for a little bit. Let's see. I don't think Luke is caught up yet. Maybe not. Next solo playthrough, Warp Gate. No, actually, we'll see in a minute, but I don't think so. Well, we know this week's solo game then. Not necessarily, you guys. I'm not that predictable. I spent all day yesterday going through all of my games to see which ones still needed sleeves. Got my Black Friday Sleeve Kings order in just before it ended. Good opportunity to update my database. That's cool. Take it, Micah. Let's see. Hard to have a game that can accommodate 2 to 6 without it being very weak at one of those ends. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I'll take this one myself. Next one will be a giveaway. That's cool. Those Legend AI cards exist for a reason, LOL. Yeah, they sure do. He's getting a head start on the next one. I was not, even though it said live chat. You can double speed until you're caught up. What's annoying was that I had the window open before the stream, but it wasn't in front, so I didn't play when it didn't play when it started. Gotcha. How do you feel about, here's an interesting question, how do you feel about alien names in games that are ridiculous to pronounce? Shouldn't they be? They're alien. So, I mean, frankly, unless we can speak their language, we shouldn't be able to pronounce them. So, I think that kind of fits. Then you have the fun, situation where 2 people pronounce the same name differently for years and years and years, and then they come together and they both think they're right. And it's like, who cares? But I think that's funny. Did you see Katniss's boyfriend promote TI4 on a late night show recently? One of us. Yeah, I did actually see that. I thought that was pretty cool. And it was a knowledgeable thing. You could tell that he had played this game before. And that is one of the things where he's pronouncing some of those names like, that's not how I pronounce that name. But I don't care, because I thought it was cool that he was kind of, not proselytizing, because of all the games to start proselytizing people into the board game hobby, TI4 is not necessarily one of them. But I did see that. I thought that was really cool, actually. Katniss is dating Eric. And now it's functional in BGA, which I didn't think I'd get excited about, but after 2 games of it, it played out to completion. It might be enough to get my yearly fix. That's actually a pretty cool thing. We are going to have to... I have some buddies that have been itching to play that. Sometimes you have to reload the stream if it looks like it hasn't started when it should have. The symptoms are the same as when Sam sometimes forgets to start on time. Always looking for a way to throw me under the bus, bro. What's up? I'm thinking TI5 is coming soon. I would highly doubt it. Other pizzas? No, I said pieces, I think. They just released TI4 Frankendraft officially with Thunder's Edge, so they might have another expansion first. Looks like it needs an organizer. How does 3D printing coming along? It doesn't. Not right now. I'm too busy doing a whole lot of other things. I don't even have time to research what I want to 3D print next. So setup looks easier than Last Light. It could be, but Last Light is cooler because of all of the 3-dimensional planets. I think that's cool. Hey Sam, it's Vent. I'm watching your show, listening to your show while I'm driving the truck. All right, cool. Good to see you, Vince. And then there are the names of the Cthulhu mythos. Exactly. So it's not just science fiction, although I guess one might I guess Cthulhu's mythos is also kind of sci-fi-ish, but Eric Bushman is here? What? Apologies for not being around. Had to escape when Sam wasn't looking. I know. We're going to find you, though. We're going to find you and get you back where you belong. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our next one. Micah, make sure you send me your shipping information again, please. So that also counts as a reminder. With that being said, I have 2 people from last week, Philip, and the 2 people from this week that will be mailed out this weekend. Wasn't able to get a whole lot done. As I said, we were really kind of taking a break. We had visitors, 3 altogether. We had Jesse's mom and dad in town, and then we also had one of Daphne's friends staying at the house as well. So we had a full house, and we just didn't really get a lot done over the weekend other than spending time with people. So still don't know how to pronounce Aurelia. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. I didn't pronounce it correctly. I know that much. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get to our second game here. Our second game hails from the year. Let me close that, and we'll close that. Hails from the year 2020. So this is exactly 5 years old. It's about to turn 6, but it is exactly 5 years old. And a couple of the mechanisms, we have hidden movement and action points. So action points and hidden movement, and it's from the year 2020. Hit it. Go for it. Am I caught up? Yes. And Sam's psychiatrist visited too. Actually, my psychiatrist stays away. I'm too much, apparently. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a psychiatrist. But there you have it. The year 2020 is the next first clue, and action points and hidden movement are the second clue. Dracula's Fury? Nope. Stop Thief. Good guess, Al. I do have Stop Thief. It's on the shelves, but that is not today. Diabolic. Heists and Investigations. Nope, that's not correct. Search for Planet X. No, Philip. Rambo the board game. First Blood. Do they have that? Really? Does anybody know steps on making up your own board game and selling the idea? I've never done that, so I really can't talk. However, I've talked to people who have done that, and it's really a matter of one of the things that I think is needful is that you have a solid design that you play test a lot, and those playtesters are not just your family and or circle of friends. You've got to get people that don't know you and don't necessarily know your game to playtest it often and over often. And then once you have what you believe to be a solid design and you have a good, strong number of playtests underneath your belt, you probably want to go to a convention where you will be able to meet with a number of different publishers and see if one of them will take your design and sign it. It has a steep first step though with publishers, because publishers usually have a lot of different things that they're taking into account. What kind of games their company publishes? Is this going to fit into their product line? Do they think that your game will sell within that environment? How many games are there in the genre? Is it a loaded market? Is it not a loaded market? So this is one of the reasons why that the Kickstarter market has kind of boomed, because you can just go to Kickstarter now and produce your own game if it gets funded. But there's a lot of work that goes into that, and there's actually full-on crowdfunding marketing companies that's all they really do, is they just market for crowdfunders. And so there's a number of different avenues you could go in. I can't really talk about what would be the best way, but that just gives you a skim of the surface. All right, let's see here. Not in your collection, David Brownlee says. Diabolic, no, we already said no to that. Clue, Project L, Hide and Seek, Nidavellir. Only 2 listed on BGG, both have been said. Mind Management, cool, thanks brother, you're welcome. Joe Slack at the Board Game Design course is a good resource for information. All right, well, I guess I've been outed by Tom. Wow, Tom. So, just popping the balloon there, buddy. Good job. We'll go back to Luke. Luke is the one that actually said it first. Luke Shiras. Rambo the board game. Oh, this is First Blood. All right. So Rambo the board game. Now this is First Blood. This is a solo game, and I wish you could feel how heavy this game is. Now, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that I have Rambo the board game and First Blood in this one box. That's why this thing is so heavy. But First Blood is the solo game version where you're actually going through the first installment in the Rambo movies, the one called First Blood. And I've had this sitting on my shelves for so long. I've played the multiplayer version, I think, once. I never realized. Well, I forgot. I'm not going to say I never realized. I forgot this had a solo mode. Again. What in the world? And First Blood is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like, okay, there's a little peek behind the curtain here. When I was in high school, I was in, well, I guess it was middle school. Yeah, it was middle school. I lived in Germany in middle school, and Germany had a lot of markets, open air markets. You know, come to think of it, I've only seen open air markets prolifically done in countries outside of the US. I know they have them here, don't get me wrong, but I just never go to them. The only times I've ever really gone to open air markets are before I moved here, because they have one that Jess likes to go to a lot down. It's called Pybus. But I never really used to go to open air markets a lot until I was overseas. Overseas, they had these open air markets, and one of the things, this was back in the back in the 80s. And mid 80s. And it was about when Rambo came out. Well, just after that. And I was big into Rambo. I don't know what it was. I just was. Sue me. Whatever. And they had this little mirror. It was a 8x10 mirror, but it had the movie poster, this right here, kind of negative painted onto the mirror, so that, you know, the spots like maybe around him or the inside of him or whatever it is, was actually a mirror, but it was weird. Anyway, I had that hanging on my wall for years because this was one of my favorite movies. And so when Everything Epic came out with this game, I was like, dude, I gotta have this. Chris Bertalis is a good buddy of mine, and he just made like Big Trouble in Little China, the game. This one, he's got a game called Monster Hunter. That they're all just really thematically infused games, and a lot of his designs don't get a lot of push, I guess you could say. Because they focus, sometimes they focus on the theme more than they do the mechanisms. And a lot of people nowadays, they want the mechanisms. Yeah, the theme is like a secondary issue. But for thematic gamers, Everything Epic comes out with some pretty fun games. They're very nostalgia driven. And he just really does a great job of capturing the feeling of those different IPs that he has. So anyway, when this came out, really wanted to do that. So anyway, let's see here. Sam is peeking again? What are you talking about? He played Ignorance to string us along. Yeah, I know. Anybody not won yet? Not won recently. One, not one. Sam is peeking again. Oh, our open air markets are called swap meets. I like the Rambo movie version. That is the bloodiest hotspots part due. Yes, that's funny. Or should I say exposing himself again? Yeah, that's pretty much it. At least hidden movement as a mechanic. How do you do hidden movement solo? I don't know. So we'll see. Okay. Wow. I wondered if somebody was going to say that. Anyway, let's get down to the table. And we'll take a look at Rambo, the board game First Blood. And again, I think that this is just the solo box. I have the board game and the solo version in here. So again, what would a Rambo game be without a red bandana that you're going to tie around your head, like so? Right? So there you have that. And it actually comes with two of them. All right, so attention soldier, read me first. Well, we're not going to, but you get the idea. Before the first time playing Rambo the Bull, follow these steps. So it tells you how to organize everything. I don't even know if I remember if I actually did that. It doesn't look like I did because, and there's the old Rambo knife that comes in the game, and it is actually, I believe, a round a round marker. So there's that. And I think this is actually to scale, which is kind of funny. But again, like I said, Chris does everything epic. He pushes the envelope as far as that's concerned. All right, so We'll get to the core rule book first, and then we also have mission books. There's mission books and all that kind of stuff. And here's a peek inside. You can see I did not organize everything properly, apparently. Anyway, so you get the idea. It has a whole, a good number of miniatures, not a whole lot, especially concerned by, compared to other board games that have come out since. But it gives you an idea of how missions are set up and so forth. One of the cool things about the game, and this is one of the earlier games that did this, as a matter of fact, I think. Maybe, definitely not the first, but I think it's one of the ones that did it earlier on, is your mission books are actually like spiral bound. So you have, by the way, this was the Rambo the board game core rule book. And then you have another rule book for the actual solo game. So there's more to that. So this will probably be the way that I tackle going into this. And this probably has more staying power as far as what might get played this Saturday, this week on solo day than Warpgate. But anyway. This is the board game one, and so what I was getting to was, it's not done in this one, I don't think. All of the production stills, I think that's pretty cool. But you kind of get the idea, where you're playing through the different scenarios that Rambo was actually in the book. And here is the mission book for flashback. So hero starts here, the police car starts there, and this is the dude that's out there. So enemy track is Sheriff Teasel. So again, you're literally just playing through the movie. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fun thing, I think. It doesn't have to always be, mechanisms this and mechanisms that and blah blah blah. But you kind of get the idea. You're playing through the movie. All right, so Rambo 3. So Layla, or Leela, whatever her name is. Rambo First Blood Part 2, Colonel Sam Troutman. Rambo Promo. So you have the Gorilla Rambo. Rambo 3, you have John J. Rambo. Another Rambo promo, you have Expendable Rambo. Then you have Musa Guinan from Part 3, I believe. First Blood Part 2, Waiting. And then First Blood Part 2, Cole Bao. That was his girlfriend. First Blood Part 2, John J. Rambo. Rambo 3, Colonel Sam Troutman. And then solo mode, nothing goes over. Nothing. So that is the solo version of John J. Rambo. And then here we have all of the different minis that are in the game. And we'll set some of these up so you can see them. I think they're pretty cool. You have a chopper. You have the big, nasty Russian chopper. You have bow and arrow Rambo. Let's see. Where is... Nope, that's not it. Come on. Oh no, they're missing some arms. Here is Gorilla Rambo, I think, with the thing up in the air. This might even be, let's see. Nope, that's from First Blood Part 2. I'm looking, people. Just give me a minute. Here is Mr. Rambo blowing up a whole bunch of bad guys. Yeah, some of these are kind of hard to distinguish. Here is Colonel Troutman. And there's the sniper. And this looks like from John Jay from Rambo 3. And they also have like 5 different Rambo movies now, right? It's flown the shark. Found the arms. Everybody can. I'll have to glue those back together later. Burnt. But there's a dude that was missing his arms. I'm gonna have to glue him back in a little bit. Anyway, you get the idea there. And then you also have all of these different cards. You have Solo, Hero. You have another knife because you needed another one. Here, this is not a real knife, of course, but you get the idea. Here are these are the promos, I think, that came, and so you have First Blood Rambo. You have Sheriff Teasel, all of the other deputies. It's pretty cool. And no, he wasn't one. And here's another deputy here as well. So this is used in the solo mode here. So I think it's pretty cool. Oh, there's his girlfriend from First Blood Part 2. But you kind of get the idea, right? It's just nostalgia. There's player reference cards in here. These huge tiles for setting up the game from the mission book. All these different cards that are used. It's super one of those things where here are some different boats and trucks that you can use. You know, the destroyed mine shaft opening. Yeah. You guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just being a geek now. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. Oh, this is the wrong bag. These guys have to go in here. That's for solo. There we go. And now I need to get this back out because this is the bag that all these guys go into. But just a lot of cool stuff in here, you know? And I like the fact that he used army green, you know, the army men kind of stuff. Thought that was pretty cool. But Huey, then the Russian gunship. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek for this kind of stuff. I love it. I think it's cool. All right, now I gotta get this in such a manner that it fits back into this decently. So there we go. That'll work. Just like that. And this can go over here. These all go back in. But I think this is interesting. And I'm probably a weirdo because of it, but I think this stuff is funny. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's one of those things where I'm gonna keep this around just because. Just because. Let me see, where's the top? Yep, that's the right way. That will go in there. Let's put it like this. Same thing with this, and then this will go in here like that. And then these also must stay in there too. So that is Rambo, the board game, and First Blood, the solo mode. Alrighty, let's see. All right, Luke, did you figure out who's going to get it? The bandana isn't sweaty enough. Oh, a blindfold. Someone had to go there. Sorry, I'll blame Eric. No. I always get blamed for everything. Yeah. Two knives and headbands make sense if you merge two games into one box. Yep, that's exactly what it is. One is a defensive knife, the other is for unboxing games. Did you ever want to get back into painting your minis? You know, I do, yes, actually. I really enjoy painting. But it is time consuming because while I enjoy it, I am not fast at it. A lot of these people that paint their miniatures, they get so quick at doing it. And I don't. And I've also started to get to the point where my eyes are not what they used to be. And I don't want to get one of those apparatuses that you have to wear it, it magnifies. I don't want to do that. And so I still have all my paints. I still have my painting station. I still have that, but it's just a matter of finding the time. And no, it's not a matter of finding the time. It's a matter of taking time away from something else to put it into painting. And that's what I don't necessarily want to do right now. It's not that I dislike painting. It's just that it takes a lot of time, and I don't have anything that I can take the time away from that in order to put it into painting. So I do think about it a lot, but it's just not in the not something I can make happen right now. Sam definitely needs a giant Bowie knife for game opening. Maybe he won't forget that one around the house. Mine, it's right over there. I've got it right over here. Actually, I have to take it out of my pocket. I usually keep it in my pocket. I had to take it out because I put my microphone pack in my pocket, and I don't want that to turn off one of the buttons like it has actually happened in the past. Colonel Troutman is no stranger to pain. He has been married twice. Interesting. No takers yet. All right. Maybe when all the kids are out of the house, you can get back to painting. Maybe so. Maybe so. All right. No takers yet. All right. Well, Luke, if there's no takers, then you're just going to have to take it again, boy. But it's up to you. If you want to just pick somebody, you can do that. You don't have to necessarily get their approval. You can just say, hey, I'm giving it to you, but it's absolutely up to you. If you want to take it as well, that's fine and dandy. You need a knife holder mounted to your bookshelf behind you. Well, if I'm doing that, I'm going to put a holster back there too. Is that all right? So Micah is 1, and then Luke is either going to be Luke or somebody else. Al Hernandez, I heard that they've come up with some real high quality markers that are being used for painting miniatures and is working really good. Forgot the company, heard it on the podcast. On the plus side, if your eyes start going bad, you won't see your painting mistakes. Right, but then your miniatures won't look good. And then you'll be like, oh, hey, look what I did. And everybody's going to be like, oh, wow, oh, that's great. Also don't want that. But yes, that is the silver lining there, buddy. Definitely the silver lining. All right, well, we're going to get on out of here. I do have to get another video recorded and edited today. But tomorrow, I think tomorrow we're going to have a playthrough session in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I've got a special unboxing because my good friends, the Urbanics over in Germany, were very, very gracious and helpful, and they actually picked up my top 10 games that I would want to purchase if I was going to Essen that JT and I made. JT had his list, I had my list. I sent them my list and said, hey, pick up what you can. Don't need everything, but just do what you can, because they're up in years, and they're also going through some medical difficulties right now as well. Alexander is, at least. And so I didn't want to put too much on them. I just was like, hey, just do what you can. If you can, if you can't, great. No worries at all. They sent all 10. So that came in yesterday, and I'll be unboxing that tomorrow afternoon. I'll get that scheduled later on today as well. So come on back for that tomorrow afternoon. But tomorrow morning, Jesse and I will be playing something 2-player. I don't know what yet. We might just continue playing Battle of Hoth, but because we want to play it. But we also understand that you guys might not want to watch Battle of Hoth over and over and over again. But there's part of me that really doesn't care. If we want to play that, that's what we're going to play. But anyway, we'll do that. They do sell magnifying swing arm things and attach to the desk table. Yep, I know. Well, all 10, very nice of them. Yes, it was super nice of them. I did pay them for it, and it came to a lot. It came to a lot more than I was expecting it to, but I am not complaining at all because they, what you just said, they were very, very nice about it. They were very graceful. They were very, or rather gracious, not graceful, but just good people all around. And, you know, with shipping the way it is and with tariffs the way they are, everything just kind of escalated. But I am not complaining. I am very, very grateful for what they did for me. So we're going to unbox that tomorrow afternoon. Battle of Heat, the Sam channel. Tannhäuser. I'll take it this time, but YouTube needs to fix names so I know who's new and old followers. Yeah, that's probably true. Let's see here. Thanks, Sam. It was good to see you all. Bye-bye. See you later, Micah. Take care. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for joining it. And Luke, go ahead and send me another email so that there's a reminder there for me. And again, like I said, 2 from this week, 2 from last week, and then Philip, I'll get you taken care of this week as well. So that's 5 that are going out this weekend. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care. Yeah, totally agree with you, Joker. Totally agree with you. Don't paint because I don't have that kind of patience left after a work day, and I've certainly seen people reprioritize getting the painting done rather than perfectly painting. Yep, seem to help. Yep, that's it. All right, back to the cage. Yep, get back there. Don't make me come force you. Back to work. Work. See you later, folks. Take care.